That man was Rowland Lee, Bishop Rowland Lee, a man of God of his own time. Bishop Lee sought to wipe out official use of the Welsh language. He scrapped all Welsh laws. It's also very likely that he is at least partly responsible for the way in which we in Wales name ourselves today. Yes, Bishop Rowland Lee left his mark on Wales, but perhaps today few of us know of his story.
He was an Englishman born in 1487 in the tiny village of Isel in Cumbria. He became a priest and was taken under the wing of the immensely powerful Cardinal Thomas Wolsey. When Wolsey fell out of favour with King Henry VIII, Rowland Lee managed to become a trusted aide to Henry's new chief adviser, Thomas Cromwell. He became a right-hand man for both Cromwell and Henry, two ruthless individuals. It is thought that Lee was involved as an advisor in Henry's divorce proceedings against Catherine of Aragon. He may also have officiated at Henry's secret marriage to Anne Boleyn. The loyal churchman was made Bishop of Coventry and Lichfield, and when King Henry broke with the church in Rome, Bishop Lee became active in the suppression of the monasteries and seizure of their wealth for the king's treasury. His work resulted in the decline of many fine buildings and the ruins we see today.
Bishop Lee was, in short, a fixer. He was the bishop who did the king's dirty work.
And then he was appointed Lord President of the Council of Wales and the Marches, an organisation which was based at Ludlow. The Tudors, with their Welsh ancestry, may have captured the throne of England, but that wasn't much of a benefit to Wales. At that time, Wales was considered to be lawless, and it does seem that perhaps it was a pretty rough and tough place. One prosperous man wrote, "The country is wild, and anyone might be ambushed at any time. I am forced to leave people guarding my home when I go to church on Sunday. I am guarded by 20 archers for fear of being ambushed." And some, writing around a century ago, considered that Lee's tough approach was justified. The Encyclopaedia Britannica stated in 1911, "At this time the Welsh marches were in a very disorderly condition. Lee acted in a stern and energetic fashion." The Dictionary of Welsh Biography noted, "He realised that only strong measures might prove effective, and he sought full powers, even the authority to inflict capital punishment for a felony. His period of administration was characterised by harsh measures. There is no doubt, however, that the circumstances of the time demanded a strong hand." One of Lee's first actions was to scrap Welsh laws, many of which had existed since the time of Hywel Dda in the 10th century, and some of them were more humane than existed in England at that time. Welsh-speaking judges and magistrates were sacked and replaced by English speakers who would apply only English law.
Bishop Lee travelled around Wales a lot, and he behaved more like a judge than a clergyman.
Trials were swift, and hanging was a common outcome. Justice appears to have come a poor second to creating fear. It seems that he deserved the name that he was given at this time, the Hanging Bishop. One story has it that a suspect was brought to a marketplace in a sack and summarily hanged and left there as a warning to others. Another has it that an accused died before his trial, so Lee had his body dug up and hanged anyway.
In addition, Bishop Lee was so determined to Anglicize the governing of Wales that he made Welsh people abandon the established system of nomenclature and adopt the English way of having surnames.
The practice of taking a father's first name is very familiar in Welsh history. The bishop wanted to delete the ap. So, for example, ap Rhys evolved into anglicized surnames. But despite this promotion of the English language in Welsh life, he did not want Wales to become an integral part of England. He apparently wanted Wales to be more of a separate province. He opposed what we now call the Act of Union of 1536, that totally one-sided law to incorporate Wales as part of the King's realm. The Act stated that Wales was to be incorporated, united, and annexed to and with the realm of England. The message was that His Majesty has a great love, a favour towards his subjects in Wales. He hath ordered that Wales shall be incorporated with his realm of England. The people shall have and enjoy all the freedoms, liberties, rights, privileges, and laws as the King's subjects in England. Bishop Lee opposed the Act of Union because he didn't want Welsh people to have the same rights as the English. He wrote, "If one thief shall try another, all we have done here is fordone." But it happened, and Wales was divided into new counties and administratively separated from the English marches.
And so the question is, did Rowland Lee really hang 5,000 Welshmen and perhaps women during his 5 years as Lord President of the Council of Wales? That is a very large number, especially when you consider that the population of Wales at that time was only around 250,000 people. That's not much more than the population of Swansea today. So maybe it's a gross exaggeration. Perhaps it's just a flippant boast by a tough man of his time. One thing that does seem certain is that Bishop Rowland Lee wanted to be feared. According to some, Bishop Lee's harshness did have some positive effect in that Wales became less lawless. One person wrote at the time,
"In the marches and in Wales, in the wild parts where I have been, there is order and quiet, such as is now in England." Bishop Rowland Lee died on the 28th of January 1543 at the age of 56 and was buried at this church.
The death of the hanging bishop was an event for which few tears would have been shed in Wales.